What's up? Today I'm going to be speedrunning another dropshipping brand. I'm going to do the whole thing in kind of the sleep niche and specifically talking about this as my hero product here. Basically the plan for this video is just going to be like a super long watch me work type of video, and instead of just like basically building the store and ripping some ads how most people would speedrun a store, I thought about actually, kind of showing how I do the marketing process behind it, how I do all the research on Reddit posts and Amazon with ChatGPT, all that kind of stuff, and then actually fill out, for example, a customer avatar sheet, the offer A/B test that I'm going to run at first, and stuff like that, because I think that's a lot more important, a lot more interesting to actually watch if you really want to get some value from it. Now, I'm recommending, having this video playing somewhere in the background. If you really want to give it your full focus, then grab some popcorn. I think this is going to be super interesting, super valuable, and yeah, let's get right into it, right? So if we kind of check out the product itself, basically it's going to be a sleep well gummies type of thing with melatonin in it, okay? So melatonin is going to be essentially the main thing that we're kind of going to go into. Plan is Facebook ads, Google ads, right? But Facebook ads specifically, obviously we want to do a little bit more pushy. We want to be a little bit more aggressive with the marketing. And another reason why I want to sell this product, or at least why I think it's super interesting, why I'm kind of the right person for it, is because I've been struggling with sleep myself, right? It's been a big issue for me personally. And this is something which I suggest you do for your brand, for your stores as well, is, pick products that you know more of than other people, because there's always going to be niches where you just like naturally know more, because you're just like reading about it, like talking about it, because it's an issue for yourself, right? If you struggle with a problem, if you're essentially a prospect of your own business, you're always going to know how exactly to speak to people, what to say, what not to say, what to show, when to show it, and to how to like essentially be the right place at the right time before everyone else is, right? A very helpful thing in ecom overall, in every business. I think it's like an ecom in this dropshipping YouTube space, it's really not talked about enough, but essentially that's why I want to really sell this. And so if you kind of check out the supplement facts, obviously this is something which we're just going to basically take, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this little thing here. Basically we're going to edit it in Canva and stuff, but I just want to have this on my website as well, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But overall, I mean, here are already some benefits: promotes good sleep, blah, blah, blah. We can already get some ideas of what we could say on our website in the future. But I like, by the way, Supplyflow. I'm not sponsored by these people, but this is just like a white label thing where you can just put your own design on it. It's always the same product essentially, right? Now, I'm going to probably, kind of look into where to sell it. Doesn't really matter that much. I really just want to get the marketing process down, and I want to make it so good that I can make it work in every market. That should be the goal generally, right? Obviously, the more experience you get in ecom. So yeah, I mean, it says here seniors 50 plus, so that might give us an idea of, who our main target avatar should be. But overall, I mean, I think it's pretty interesting that it's vegetarian, that it's gluten-free, and all that kind of stuff, because essentially all these are ideas that we could also use in our brands, because there's sure as hell going to be people in our angle, in our target customers, that basically also would be interested in looking for this solution, but also vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free or antioxidant, whatever. Okay, so you can kind of take all these ideas of what Supplyflow tells you if you're selling like supplement here, that as a thing. But overall, I just want to do the research myself, and I kind of want to fill out or start with actually understanding who my target prospect would be, right? So this is kind of like a template. Now this is all in my Discord, so just go ahead and join up, right, if you want to have this. But this is like basically what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change the customer avatar name to obviously the gummies, right? That's what we're selling. Now, obviously, one thing which I kind of want to think about is, obviously, what's the angle going to be, right? And generally spoken, you always want to sell to people who have money, right? You never want to sell to people who have no money, because that's a very hard position to be in. Now, generally, who, in the little bit older, a little bit more mature audience has problems with sleeping? Probably really stressed businessmen, or like stressed people, and who have maybe, just a very busy life. So stressed, let's say stress stressed and overworked. I'm going to not capitalize this. Stressed and overworked, middle aged people. I'm not going to do a specific gender. I think that's a little bit too narrow. I think there's as many men that struggle with sleep issues as women, basically. I think, hold on, is this how you write it? And so age range, I'm probably going to start, as my target customer anywhere from not even specifically older. I just don't want to really sell to like super young people. So we could go anywhere from 21 or something, kind of, college, maybe a little bit to people who kind of struggle with tests and stuff like that. I think that's 21 plus is something which I'm maybe going to go with, or we could even do like a little bit older, obviously, right? We could do 2 different avatars. Essentially, we could do 2 different angles in the beginning. So we could even do like 30 plus here. And this is specifically focusing on, overwork, not overstudied or college people. But personality of these people, I could imagine, they're very hard or ambitious. They're, just like working long hours. They're just like really hardworking, right? But overall, they're struggling, a lot with probably just they essentially their sleep schedule is terrible. Sometimes work from home after the office. Stay up late. Maybe you want to spend more time with their kids. Lose energy, and then therefore also maybe low testosterone and stuff like that. So low drive, low whatever. All these things are side effects. So we could do low, obviously, low drive overall, low, just like really probably, I could imagine these people kind of struggle a lot with just like absolutely no energy at all, and just like really kind of losing, like not enjoying life like they used to. So maybe like depression and anxiety, right? So they just want to calm down also, right? They can't really calm down, and they're getting anxious about no sleep. So it gets even worse, right? Let's say they struggle, take ages to fall asleep. And I think that's going to be about it, what I'm going to write here, right? They're very ambitious, working long hours, all these things, by the way, all stuff that we're going to talk about in the ads, right? Just so you kind of have a better picture. But yeah, needs or problems, right? So this is when we're actually going to start listing out the exact problems that they struggle with. And after that come the desires. So we're going to basically tie or connect our problems and needs to some desires, right? Desires already, there's pretty much just 3 deep human desires that you can pick from. There's health, wealth, and relationships. And so we kind of want to find problems that speak to as many of these as possible. So like all 3 optimally. So I'm just going to go ahead and start when it comes to problems. First of all, they have no energy, right? They have no energy because because they're sleep deprived. They have they take hours to fall asleep. What other problems come with that, right? Let's say even they make no progress in the gym. That's probably something which I'm actually going to talk about in the second angle. I'm going to make a second one here so that I don't forget it. So we're essentially going to, copy this whole thing. Let me just, hold on. Let me copy the whole template. And essentially, hold on. Bro, all right. I'm just going to make a second one here on page 2. And then this is going to be the second angle, which is going to be students, let's say uni or college students struggling to sleep, whatever, or stressed, whatever, okay? Now, for our first angle here, right? Stressed and overworked middle-aged people, they take hours to fall asleep. They have, we could talk about a lot of problems that come out of these core problems, but essentially you want to keep it really like tied to these, core deep problems that people have. So let's say, their performance in job drops, right? It's like a cycle that never really ends. So they're getting, more anxious about it, right? And essentially you want to really dig deeper and deeper and deeper into their pain points. Now, what also helps, and this is something which I'm going to take a look at here real quick, is reading reviews and Reddit posts, right? There's a lot of really valuable information in, Amazon reviews. It doesn't matter if it's 5-star, 3-star, 1-star. Essentially, I just pulled up a couple here. This is like a melatonin spray. This is, these are gummies, right? So this is exactly what we're selling. Now, I pulled up 2 different, melatonin gummies that have a lot of comments. So I'll just quickly go through all of these, right? Now, we have here, very satisfied. Okay, quick effect is something which they like, right? We could also kind of talk about, needs and problems. Maybe they tried some in the past, like similar solutions, or like sleep aid and stuff like that. You could say they, tried sleep aid and stuff like that in the past. So essentially, they just really tried other solutions, but nothing ever worked, right? So I think this is pretty much already really solid as it goes for the problems of this, target customer. Now, we're just now going to try to kind of combine these or basically, match these to one of the deep desires, right, that our customers can have. Now, no energy is pretty much health, right? Health is going to be a big one. That's going to be a big angle, a big concept that we're going to kind of talk about in our ads. But another one could obviously be, energy. So maybe relationships too, right? So it's going to be more these 2, right? I'd say, these 2 desires are what I'm actually going to talk about. Now, when it comes to which ad concepts I believe will do super well, since this is like a supplement and since like a consumable, a lot of these work really, really well with image ads. So I'll do image. And then what I'll do is I'll actually do a couple here. So obviously offer focused. I could imagine there's a lot of very aware people looking for solutions that just have a really good offer, right? That we don't have to kind of convince in the first place. So I could see offer focused ads do super well. Obviously, us versus them, because there's a lot of competitors, and essentially we just want to, there's obviously going to be a lot of product aware people too. But features, benefits, and then maybe before, after, right? Something like that, essentially. Okay, so that's going to be the image concepts. And then video wise, I will actually go ahead and write down. I don't really know if a VSL ad is really necessary for something like this. I could potentially see a lot of UGC stuff do it super well, right? Just because we've seen it all supplements with UGC, very, very good, very profitable usually. So that's what I'll write down here. I'll leave it at that. Honestly, I'll leave it at that. I think we don't need a lot more. I'll probably start out with image ads, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm planning to do this. Now, the attention span of the people is, medium, I would say. It's not that terrible. Well, not terrible like with super young people, but we'll definitely need to we just have to show them a lot of content. We need to show a lot of content and visually convince people. I think it is kind of a visual wow factor type of product, right? Impulse purchase style, more or less. It's not the craziest clothing or rep style product, but it's also not the most boring problem aware type of product. So I think the attention span is pretty interesting, and these are all things that we're writing down here, by the way, that we're actually gonna do that in our ads, right? Now, money-wise, these people have a lot of money, because if they're overworked and stressed, middle-aged, they have money, 30 plus. They have a lot of money. Let's say they have a good job or whatever, and so now they want to. So they're ready to invest into something like that, into a solution, to invest a lot into a solution. So for example, interested in a more expensive bundle, right? This is going to be something which we're going to consider when we're building our offers right here. All right. So why they should resonate with our offer? Well, we just have a lot of proof of concept. Okay. There's a lot of competitors, lots of competitors, right? And essentially all of them have, pretty much just like bundle discounts or subscription models or more expensive bundles. So we have the proof of concept basically, right? Now, market sophistication is a pretty interesting one. I personally believe that if we take this product to another market, it's a little bit lower, but in pretty much all the markets, there are already competitors who are kind of having their own unique mechanisms. So it's probably like a level 4, right? I'm not going to lie. This is probably like a pretty tad product. I'm going to say level 4. So essentially what that means is, the how to win in level 4 is like create a better mechanism or an upgraded version of the previous mechanism, right? That's how you win in the level 4 sophistication market. Now, the awareness stage, I would say most people will be solution aware because you can imagine it like this. These people have already maybe tried some other solutions. They know other solutions. They sure as hell know other solutions. A lot of them maybe product work because they try a lot of other competitors already with melatonin gummies. Maybe they haven't worked or whatever, right? So I would say, solution, anywhere between solution and most aware, right? So really on the more aware side of things, right? Most of our customers. And then obviously the goal is going to be to move towards unaware. Okay. Why is it urgent? Why did they have to actually pull the trigger and make the decision now? Well, if they don't take action, their problem is gonna get worse. So that is their problem is going to get worse. And then essentially why urge, that's like the cost. We have to talk about the cost of inaction, right? What happens if they don't take action? Well, let's say obviously, if they don't take action now, first of all, they're going to be more sleep deprived, more of like essentially all these problems right here, right? Less energy, more anxiety, even lower performance. So let's say less energy, lower performance and job, for example, all these things. Now, last one is what social media platform? This is an interesting one. I'm actually going to say probably like Facebook and Insta because there's a little bit more older people, a little bit older demographic. And then also this is not a social media platform. I'm going to also add Google here because I think this product has a lot of searches, right? There's a lot of search volume. There's a lot of people looking for a problem of sleep problems or just like really melatonin gummies as the product. I could imagine, basically throughout the entire like spectrum of awareness stages, there's a lot of people actually looking for it. There's a lot of search volume for every single awareness stage in the keywords. So I could imagine, if we do Google Ads too, they can perform really, really well. Now, the second angle that I wanted to do, like I wrote here already, like uni college students struggling to, sleep, stressed, I would say anywhere between 18 and like 25, right? Personality is they like to party. They take uni seriously though, are oftentimes overstressed and struggle to fall asleep before tests. Let's say they like to work out and their gym performance drops, right? That could be, a possible problem that they're experiencing. Now, needs no energy, same thing here. Takes hours to fall asleep, same thing here. But another thing which I want to kind of add is that they their grades or whatever get worse because they struggle to sleep. They struggle to sleep. Now they don't get rest, so this is also a big one, their gym performance drops, right? I can imagine this being a big problem too. Yeah, so their gym performance drops, and these are all basically their problems that they kind of struggle with. Now we could also look further like into the reviews, especially kind of what the problems are that people struggle with, if we actually translate these to English, right? And this man made a whole list of benefits. So alcohol-free, flavors, interesting. I mean, it's easy to use. Probably, I mean, they're looking for something. Maybe other solutions were like, disgusting, right? Tasted disgusting. Something like that. Could also be like a potential problem, right? And especially younger people maybe care more about stuff like that. Very good effect. I use spray almost every evening, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good effect. Maybe other solutions just weren't effective enough. So it's the effectiveness, it's the flavor. Let's see what else is important. Important to people. Again, the vegan and alcohol-free. I slept relentlessly for years. This spray changed my life. All right, let's see the gummies. All right, so reduce stress. Yeah, so reduce stress actually works. Staying asleep, right? So they're not, stressed in general is also like a thing. And then, struggling to stay asleep. All of these, like the more problems and needs you can write down, the better as you will actually be able to make. I think this is pretty much enough. I actually kind of want to check out the 1-star reviews. Unfortunately, the recipe seems to have changed. Before, these gummies were fruity and delicious. Okay, interesting. Disgusting. I receive, unfortunately, okay. Unfortunately, product arrived opened. Okay, well, can't do anything about that. Attention not for children. Misleading information. It's cheeky when you order 2 large glasses. The product description stands for 120 days. No effective at all. Interesting. Sleep promoting effect is 0. Well, bro, you just didn't take enough. But yeah. Desires. I mean, obviously, probably focusing on the health part, and maybe also wealth, because this is something which we'll write down later. They don't have money. They don't have money or a lot of money, and also probably I think this one is like even cooler because we can target all these 3 desires with this younger kind of younger demographic. Ad concepts, I mean, I could definitely see some UGC doing great. Same image concepts as before. And then potentially, I think in terms of ad concepts, I'm going to kind of keep it very similar. Attention span is very bad, right? So we'll need very aggressive messaging in the hooks and headlines. Money, broke or like limited. Why resonate with our offer? Because they have fear of missing out, of others solving their issues. They don't want to fail their exams, and so on, right? Now, market sophistication, once again, not really that different. I would say a level 4. Awareness stage, I would probably say once again, maybe these people are actually a little bit more problem aware because they just know, yes, they're just younger overall. So anywhere from problem aware to like product aware, right? Like one stage towards the more unaware shifted, right? Why is it urgent that they actually get our offer right now? I would actually say, I mean, we could try something across the lines of like, once again, obviously the cost of inaction. Actually, I'm just copy this over, right? Cost of inaction and all that kind of stuff. But and then lower performance in school essentially. But what social media platform? Well, they're gonna be more on Instagram, maybe TikTok, and then Google as well, right? These use Google too. Obviously, like I said, Google is not a social media platform, but still is really effective. Let me quickly see. Okay, so now we have our customer avatar here, and now this is basically what we'll base everything that we'll make afterwards off of. All right, so everything that comes after the avatar, or like for example, the offer document, or the like the actual hook testing that we're going to make is all going to be based off of this document right here. Okay, really important. Now, when it comes to the offer A/B test, what I usually do is I just figure out two different offers, obviously two different structures in the beginning, because in the beginning you want to be as different as possible, and then just double down on what worked a little bit and make that stuff better and go deeper and deeper into that. So iteratively making the stuff better. But in the beginning, I like to kind of leave it very broad and do very completely different tests. So offer one, I like to really just sell the product itself, right, as a one pack, like a very simple bundle discount, and then potential subscription model, right? Very simple, essentially. Now we could do buy one, so like one for honestly, I mean, cost of goods. Let's check them out. Okay, we have $9 here, so I will probably do $29.99. Two for $34, or even like, no, hold on, that doesn't make sense. We could do $39.99 for two, and then essentially 3 pieces, like 3 months supply. So this is 1 month supply, and then this is like 2 months supply, and then 3 pieces. So if one is 30, 2 they get 20 each, and then we could do 15, so 45 for 3. Or let's do 50 actually. Hold on, what's 50? Yeah, 50. So $49.99. 3 months supply. Cool. That's going to be our structure, and then ways to enhance it. I really want to keep it brief. I don't want to add too much, maybe like a digital ebook or something. So like plus free sleep, like let's call it deep sleep ebook or whatever. And then what else do we add into the bundle? I mean, I just want to do it really, I just want to really keep it simple. I'm just going to leave it at that. And then essentially just I don't really want to add in other physical products, because that's just going to make the margins even worse, as like they already are. But I'm just going to think of something, to enhance the value with like a digital product. So, I mean, we added an ebook. We could do like a, I mean, you know what? I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm going to leave it like this, and then actually just work with a lot of scarcity and urgency. So we could do Mother's Day sale ends tonight, right, as our urgency. And then scarcity, only 7 pieces, 7 pieces left in stock. Scarcity, urgency, bonuses, and then we gotta have a good guarantee, right? So we're gonna have a 120 day, or like a or yeah, 30 days, because this is a 1 month supply. 30 days, 100% risk free guarantee, right? So, which is essentially, if you don't love it, you get a full refund. Keep the gummies. Boom. Something like this, right? Cool guarantee. This is a pretty good offer, actually. And then for offer 2, I kind of want to do a bundle of like multiple different products, right? So maybe like a sleep mask or something, maybe like some spray or whatever, something which is essentially solving the same problem or serving the same purpose, essentially fulfilling the same desire or outcome that they want to kind of feel. And then I'm thinking about like a sleep, let's call it like dream bundle. Like what could we do with dream? Hold on, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I want to sell melatonin gummies, but I want to build a big bundle around it to increase AOV. I thought of calling it the Dream Bundle. What do you think? Give me 20 more names. Midnight Magic. Rest and reset. We could do rest and refresh. Deep sleep essentials. That I actually like that. I like the deep sleep essentials, to be honest. Deep sleep essentials. And then I'm gonna do so like twice melatonin gummies. So 2 months supply. And then we're going to do a little bit of value stacking here. All right. We have a bundle. So what we're going to do, we're going to obviously call that like, $60 value, or let's do $60 value. Then we have one dream sleep mask, $19 value. Then we have, what else can we do? I want to do one more physical product. We have the gummies, which is essentially the main hero thing. We got the mask. We could do like something with like bed sheets or pillow case or whatever. But I kind of want to do something which is a little bit more like smaller. I mean, what could we do? Sleep bundle. Let's just Google up what other people do. Yeah, they have the mask. The mask seems like a big one. Another supplement, maybe? Maybe. Let's see what others are really pushing hard. Or what could I add into such bundle? Magnesium supplement. Oh, yeah, of course. Some mouth tapes. Mouth tape, 1 month supply. Or even like let's do 2 months here too, right? So that's like a 2-month supply whole bundle. And now we could do a good old $25 value. Now we're gonna do value is, yeah, obviously 85 plus 19, 104. $104, and then the price is actually going to be $54.99. Okay, $54.99 is going to be the price. Well, let's think about this, right? We have cost of goods. This is 20. This is probably another 5, 25 here, and then math tapes maybe another 5 to 10. Okay, well that's gonna, okay, then we need to actually charge like 60, 65. Yeah, 65, and then let's just try that. Have a really good AOV. And then we'll add in like as a bonus, like let's say 120 day, love it or money back guarantee. Boom. And then we're gonna say bundle only available, or we're gonna do, I don't want to do scarcity too much, I want to do urgency, right? So bundle sale ends at midnight or something like that, right? And then we're gonna do boom. All right, let's just leave it like it is here. I like these two offers. So just to gonna go through these offers once again. We have the first structure is gonna be a bundle disc for a future potential subscription model. Now, one $29.99 1 month supply, 2 for $39.99 2 month supply, 3 for $49.99 3 month supply. Like a deep sleep ebook, Mother's Day sale ends tonight, only 7 pieces left in stock, 30 days 100% risk-free guarantee. If you don't love it, you get a full refund. Keep the gummies guarantee. And then we have structured the second offer, right, which I'm going to split test it against. Is going to be a bundle. Deep Sleep Essentials is going to be the name. Twice the melatonin gummies, so 2 month supply, $60 value. 1 Dream Sleep Mask, $19 value. 2 mouth tapes, 2 month supply, $25 value. Value is going to be 104. Price is going to be $64.99. And then we have a 120-day love it or money back guarantee, and then a bundle sale ends at midnight. That's what I'm going to do as the two offers here. So this is going to be the first A/B test, right? That's what I'm going to do. Now the plan for now we got, know exactly who we want to sell to and who we actually what kind of offers we're going to build. I'm going to actually go ahead and and actually write some hooks, I believe, because I believe that is a really important part of the process. And I like to test hooks. You guys already know it. Like I like to really start every single product test with this hook testing thing of actually just putting out on blank image ads and, kind of seeing what I can do with them, right? So we're going to open up another Google Doc. Or can I do this like here? Yes, I can. Cool. Okay. So hooks, melatonin gummies. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of structure them into the most common awareness stages, which we figured out here, right? So we figured out that most people for our first avatar are in the awareness stage solution to most aware. So that's what I'm going to start with, right? So I'm going to start with solution aware. Or actually, let's just start writing my ideas and then actually, kind of categorizing them afterwards, right? So let's get started. I mean, I thought of something like tired of being tired. Boom, very short, right? But very effective. I mean, we could literally do can sleep, can fall asleep, and then I specifically want to target the actual problems of the people more. It's like, what's the desire behind it? What's the problem with the problem? Same thing as the benefit of the benefit, right? So no energy, takes hours to fall asleep. So we could literally say that, right? Does it take you longer? And also if you use specific numbers, that works really well. So does it take you more than or over 30 minutes to fall asleep. Don't lose your job because you can't sleep. Don't let sleep, or we could literally do like something like slept less than 4 hours today. Boom. Like really, really short hooks here, right? Performance and job, getting more and more anxious, tired of other solutions. Or we could do specific solutions like sprays, right? Let's say for some reason we as a melatonin gummy company want to start beef with melatonin sprays. So we could do melatonin sprays only making you more tired. Like what else? I just want to write like a full page full of hooks. I don't even care. I don't even need to categorize it because it's like I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna test like all of them and then see which one works the best. But we have the cost of inaction here: more sleep deprived, less energy, low performance in job. So like tired during the day but can't sleep at night. And then we could do like a fear of missing out thing of like others sleeping or your thoughts are keeping you up at night, or like your neighbors are keeping you up at night, and then everyone else can sleep and rest. But you, question mark. I'm doing a lot of questions. I'm going to do a lot of statements too. This is what happens if you struggle to fall asleep. And I can do a lot of like really, because this is really like for unaware, it's pretty cool too. Because I can do a lot of stuff with, the fear of like them not even knowing how bad the problem is. Like I can present the problem a lot worse than it actually is, right? This is the problem. This is what happens if you struggle to fall asleep. And then 4 ways, or no, before I do that, I do this actually happens. This is what actually happens if you sleep less than 7 hours a day. More, and let's do 4 ways to fall asleep in 30 seconds. 10 reasons why you don't fall. Why you won't fall asleep tonight. Boom. That is a pretty strong one. Like really making it about today, about right now. This problem is here. And I have a pretty interesting idea. Are you watching this? Are you reading this at after 10 p.m.? This is what happens if you don't go to sleep. That's already a set of pretty good hooks. I mean, talk about these energy drinks. Energy drinks keep you up at night. What else? I'm just trying to think of my own life. Like, stress doesn't let you fall asleep. Failing your exams because you can't sleep. Don't let sleepless nights ruin your life. Here's why not sleeping is 100 times worse than you think. Just do something like that. How many do I even have? $21. Let's do like 30, so 9 more. Let's do a couple more here, actually. So let's do a couple like really aware ones. Melatonin gummies never worked. Melatonin spray never worked for you. Can't fall asleep even though you take melatonin. Sleep aid doesn't work as it used to. Here's why our sleep gummies will knock you out. Here's how our sleep gummies will knock you out tonight. That's a pretty good hook. Honestly, I like these. Let's do something with like caffeine. 5 coffees a day make you sleep deprived. Check this out. It's okay. Go to sleep. Just relax. We got you. I think these ones could work too. Like really broad, right? Like just relax. We got you, right? So like, 1 to bet bet we can make you fall asleep in 2 minutes. Maybe that is like pretty eye catching too. 3 reasons why you'll never struggle with sleep again, with falling asleep again. Let's see the other avatar, like the problems here. Maybe the taste. Your melatonin gummies taste Disgusting. Take a look at this. Boom. Do you spend more time trying to fall asleep than actually sleeping? I think these are pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I think these are already like really solid hooks. I like these. I'm gonna keep it like this, and now we're gonna actually go ahead and turn these into the actual image ads. So let's hop into Canva, and I'm gonna turn these literally into like the blank type of image ads that I usually have. So we're gonna do custom size. 800 times 800 is perfectly fine. And then we're just going to put our text on it. Boom. Tired of being tired. I kind of want to do this in this. I mean, we could do it like this too. Boom. Really short hook, as you guys can see. Just keep in mind you want to put all these like in the middle of the screen, right? That's the only thing you got to be careful of here. Boom. Hold on. I'm actually really excited about this because this is really a big problem. I know this. I'm a prospect of this myself, I'm not gonna lie. Might buy my own product, bro. The test order, I'm not gonna refund myself. I want my supplier to send me one of these, bro. Really important to not skip any of these steps, guys, right? So don't think that you can really make ecom work if you don't know who you sell to, which is the customer avatar. You need to A/B test your offers to really properly be able to like get a really good revenue per visitor consistently. And like testing hooks also consistently is really important to make it long term in this business model. Essentially, you want to kind of just isolate every variable of your process of your funnel and then test everything individually and just combine the best of the best stuff, right? That's why I'm starting with the hooks, because obviously the hooks are going to be the most important parts of your creatives, and your creatives are the most important things on your getting traffic part of your funnel, right? So the hooks overall are just the most important things here in the getting traffic part. And then the other part is the offer. That's why we'll look at who do we sell to, how do you speak to them the best way possible in the hook, and what other offers or what offers will they resonate with? How can we make them convert, right? That's kind of what we want to do. Don't let sleepless nights ruin your life. Let's just finish up these image ads here. And this is like already going to be a first creative test, but then we can look for some content already. Boom. Now we are at the more aware hooks here, right? So when I actually mention melatonin, obviously more aware people will resonate with that a lot. Kind of want to test different awareness stages too, right? Essentially after this hook testing, we're just going to put these on actual video and image ads and then just see which ones work the best. Boom. And we got this one. Just relax, we got you. Huh? Oh. All right, we're almost done here. All right. All right, should be done. Check out the downloads folder here. Awesome. Got all the hooks ready. Cool. All right, so now essentially I want to just make a little bit of like the label of the whole thing, right? So as you can see here, this is what the bottle is going to look like, and then, or like the jar essentially, and then I just want to put like my own label on it, obviously. So we don't even have a brand name or anything. One thing which I can already, drag in here, which I screenshotted before, where obviously the supplement facts, right? So we can put those like somewhere here, somewhere like, to the sides or something like that. I mean, looking at this, yeah, this is basically how they all look. It's pretty important that it's on it, right? That is, one of the most important things, actually. I really like the green. I'm gonna remove that, but so I'll probably just do like a duotone and then make the whole thing like black and white, essentially. And then we can, if we want to, change up the whole thing later. But yeah, now what I want to do is I want to actually get a brand name first because we don't even have a brand name yet. So give me 25 brand name ideas for that brand. One word. We want to have it, easy to remember. Aesthetic examples, or no, let's just do this. All right, these are like normal dropshipping names. I like this one, but this is already taken. This is actually pretty interesting. Muna sounds interesting. Dreama. I don't know if there's something like that already. No, there isn't. Dreama. Pretty cool. I don't know. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I know that Calma is already taken. No, it's not. Wait, what is that little ring called? Like the calm ring, or what is it called? Yeah, Calma ring. No, Calmy. Okay, I'll probably go with Calma then because I really like it. I really do like it. I want to make the logo real quick, so let me just do that. Let me look up some logos, right? Where's that one template that I use like every single time? There's this one template that I use just for all my logos. If you guys see this one template with like wherever in some store, it's mine. Hold on, where's the... All right, doesn't matter. I'll just do this one. Boom, boom, I like this logo actually a lot. I think it's pretty cool. And then we want to do, all right, now the supplement facts are gone. Interesting. Yeah, all right, doesn't matter. Now we have the logo right here. I'll drag the supplement facts in here once again. And then I'm gonna, once again, make the whole thing black and white, okay? Cool. Let's make this shit pretty big. All right, so the logo is gonna be somewhere around here. I don't really know what I really want to do as like a design. I probably just want like a moon or something around the logo, or like some stars, basically. So like if we just look that up, it's like some really small dots essentially. Hold on. Something like that, more or less. Hold on, I want to see how that would look if I did like a background like this. Okay, and then the logo would have to be, you know, a little bit brighter, so we'd have to make the whole thing. Oh no, hold on. Okay. Awesome. We could leave it like black and white overall. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know about this star thing here. I don't know if it's that good. Hold on, how about something like that? Wait, why does this, hold on. Why is this actually not that bad? Let me do like a 34, 35 transparency. I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad. Oh, okay. How about something like that, actually? I think this would look pretty cool. Even like a lower transparency, maybe like, yeah, actually like a 20 or something, like really, really low. And then the same thing here. Something like this is honestly not even like that bad. And then I just want to have, maybe make the whole thing, like the logo a little bit bigger. Put it in the middle of the whole thing. And let's take inspiration of some competitors, right? So what have they done? They have, okay, they have that little badge on there. We could do like a little sugar-free thing. I think that is actually pretty cool. I want to copy that. I want to do that too. So, text sugar, yeah, sugar-free. What the hell? Let's do this. Let's do like, or what if I did the same? No, I don't think that would look good. And then they had like a little, I think it had a background or something. And then we could, wait, where was the, this one, and then they had like in this direction a little bit. I don't know. I don't know about this. What if I changed the color to black and then the effect, the background, to white? I mean, they've done it, you know, like immediately below the logo, and they have it, like they have the text color the same color as the background, and then they have a yellow kind of thing. How would that look for me? Something like this, essentially. I don't know. It's not that bad, honestly. It's not terrible or something. Like it's really not terrible. I mean, definitely gonna improve on it, but I don't know. It's interesting. And then we also obviously need to add in a bunch of these, like, yeah, we have melatonin, we have stuff in there. Okay, hold on. We need like yeah, okay, how many things are in here? Servings, got it. So 60 gummies, which is 30 servings. So 30 days is what we'd write there. I'm just gonna copy it from these guys, honestly. $30. Hold on. And then bro. Okay. 30 days, 60 gummies. And then let me just group these two up again. And then we need, obviously, what is in there. The taste, maybe. Or there's like a little vegan or vegetarian badge. So like something like that. And then make it white as well. And then put it somewhere in here, like in the middle of the whole thing. How about we put this like completely, totally at the bottom? They have like these lines in the middle. I kind of want to copy them. Wait. sugar-free. And then we have the little vegan badge right there. Now we could actually, we could group all these up and then make them smaller overall. I think that's the move. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. Something like that. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, interesting. It doesn't look terrible. I'm not going to lie. I mean, obviously, it doesn't look good either. I'm going to make a lot of changes on this. But, hold on. What could we put on the left-hand side? Like, just the design or what? Like, yeah. And then we obviously need a little explanation text here. Melatonin. Gummies. And then vitamin B6. B6, boom. I have the little explanation right there. I think this doesn't look bad. I'm not gonna lie, I like this. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. I really don't think it's terrible. How about we play it around a little bit with the background color, right? So let's remember this, but let's go like a little bit more blue. Hold on, this is interesting too. How about we go something like this? No, I kind of like the previous. I don't even know. I'm probably going to go with the previous one that we had. Yeah, I don't know. I think this looks so good for some reason. And then what do we put on the left? I feel like there's a lot of space that we can use up. Or we just literally put nothing on there. Like absolutely nothing. Like it's just going to be the supplement facts. And that is it. Honestly, I like this. I'm going to take it like it is. I don't even care. I'm just going to take this. Boom. Let's go. All right. We have it. All right, guys, I think so far we have the hooks, we have everything. If you want me to actually go ahead and build the website and test all the ads and, really just start building a brand out, is essentially go ahead and write in the comments below. That's what the plan looks like. But for now, thank you so much for giving me your most important asset if you're still watching, right? Which is your attention. So thank you so much. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful day.